Kia ora te whānau, I'm Jerusha. I'm a researcher at Ōtākau Whakihuaka, University of Otago. I'm a parasitologist. I work on parasites that live on or inside our animals. And today I'm going to share a little story about this really fascinating parasite that others and I have been working on recently. Now, have you ever spotted a manu, a bird, with strange threads wrapped around its legs? Kind of like friendship anklets, but there's nothing friendly about these. Well, they're actually fish parasites. But why is a fish parasite wrapped around the ankles of our manu? I'd like to introduce Copiatestes, a type of trematode or fluke parasite. Like most trematode parasites, these guys infect 3 different hosts in a particular order to grow from eggs into adults. For this parasite, we assume life begins when the eggs are eaten by a snail. Inside the snail, the parasites clone themselves thousands and thousands of times, and then they're released into the water to seek out and infect the second host, euphorsids, also known as krill. There, they develop into their second larval stage. At some point, they leave their hosts and they float to the water surface. They have a sac which pops, and long sticky filaments burst out of the bottom of the parasite. Floating on the water surface, these parasites are waiting for a fish, like a barracuda or a tuna, to move through the water and eat them. The filaments then latch on to the fish gills. The parasite pulls itself onto the gills where it matures and reproduces. The parasite's life cycle is completed and any eggs that it produces are released back into the water, starting the life cycle all over again. But sometimes things go unexpectedly. As the Copiatestes larvae float near the water surface, waiting for a fish to pass by, their sticky filaments can accidentally wrap around other things that touch the water: plastics, twigs, seaweed, and even other animals, including the legs of seabird that feed nearby. But this is an unfortunate accident for the parasite. It doesn't want to be here, it wants to get into a fish. The parasites can't survive on the bird's ankles and they die shortly after. But the trouble doesn't end there. Once the birds make their way back to land, and as the parasites dry, they become thick mats of parasite, filament, sand, dirt, and debris. Sometimes birds can struggle to take off again, or they get stuck in bushes or nests. Tragically, if the manu can't lift off to feed, they can die of starvation or exhaustion. This happened on a really large scale in Aotearoa, New Zealand's past. In the 70s, on Rīkohu, the Chatham Islands, over 200,000 birds die due to entanglement of these parasites. More recently, in January 2023, unusually high mortalities of some manu on the Titi Islands were observed and reported by whānau and local dock rangers. Indeed, this parasite was the cause. To understand what's happening, my colleagues and I launched a monitoring program in 2023, where every 2 weeks, plankton are sampled with researchers and community groups during education programs. And this allowed us to track krill infections over time. Are these parasites infecting krill year-round, or just in summer and spring? And what about the free living stages that float to the water surface? Do they occur more in periods of warmer temperature? We found that Copiatestes are present all year round, in every season. But the warmer the ocean temperature, the higher number of infected krill. We know that warmer temperature promotes the growth and production of parasite numbers in their snail hosts, which then results in more parasites infecting krill, and eventually more chances of birds getting caught in their sticky filaments. Even short-term heat waves is likely to result in more parasites in our tile, and a higher risk of entanglement for our very special seabirds. So, if you see any seabirds acting strange or entangled in something around our coast, please get in touch with your local Department of Conservation office. If you would like to help monitor Copiatestes parasites in krill in your own backyard, or you want to learn more, please reach out to us. Ngā mihi nui ki ngā ringaropa o tēnei kaupapa. Ngā mihi nui ki a koe.